Hello and welcome to Fatecaster.
Yes!
And our next exciting episode of Shadows of Stravia. You'll notice a new face at the table. Please welcome someone who is truly family to the show, Gabe, who will be guest starring for a few episodes. Gabe, please tell us the name and class of who you're playing.
My name is Borislav the Bear. I am a barbarian druid, so that is what I will be playing, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right.
Heck yeah.
We're excited. Last we left off, we saw our party in the aftermath of the Sunlit Path attack on Virilia Scorn's mansion. Zelfira was brought back to life thanks to a powerful magic item gifted to her from her grandmother, Countess Virilia Scorn, that was revealed to be a protective curse, a way to bring Zelfira back from the dead, but only at the cost of Virilia's own life, as reviving a vampire is no easy task. With Virilia dead, Zelfira found herself immediately thrust into power as Virilia's heir. She is now the Countess of Slavoka, but as a young and vulnerable leader in the land of Stravia, this is a precarious place to be indeed. Requiem, while Zelfira and Virilia were both temporarily departed from this world, found herself anchorless, and as a wraith, that is also a very dangerous thing. The party then interrogated a Sunlit Path agent they had captured, and Nyx convinced her that he was a turncoat and crafted a way to sneak her out of the mansion under the feigned death spell along with the rest of the corpses so that he could meet with the Sunlit Path themselves.
Okay.
And with that, please join us as we descend into darkness.
Darkness.
So we are picking up kind of right in the moments where we left off because there's lots of things we need to resolve there. So Nyx is going to the necropolis to accompany the dead body in that moment, right?
The dead body.
Maybe before we get the dead body, yes. Maybe before we get into that, what is everybody else doing? We talked about writing the letter to King Larry. Are we doing that now?
Correct. I do need to write a letter, but my witty, smart one is leaving. I don't know how I'm going to write a letter without...
I can do it. Trust me, I can do it.
Can you, big guy?
I can.
Okay, you seem confident.
Mm-hmm.
I shall trust that you shall assist me in this. Really, to a king?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. You're one with many tricks up your sleeve. What kind of pen do you use?
Small. No.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yes,
Yeah.
we
So-
need to work on this.
So Tragul is a proficient in calligraphy tools, we discovered, which is hilarious.
Yes.
So I petition, we need fan art of
I want to
this
know what this
9-foot
looks like.
creature who everything is small for, but sitting at the tiny desk in a tiny chair with a tiny pen, writing this letter.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
love it.
Okay, so you are writing this letter. What are you writing?
Well, we need to be confident. We need him to not feel like he needs to come to our aid. Because I am young. I am not even unveiled. And I don't belong here yet, by any means. But we don't want him here either, because he will take out this entire city, if he must, and bleed it completely dry to show that whatever happened here shouldn't be happening. And that can't happen. My grandma did too much to make that happen, and Slavoka deserves more So we need to keep him from coming here. We need to get news to him about what has happened, because he did care for Virilia very much. And he's going to be angered by this. But we need to come across confident with proving that we have a grasp on what's happening here and are taking care of it. And I'm not positive how exactly. I trust you can do this.
We can come up with something.
We can work this out.
Absolutely.
But we also need it to be very respectful. Confidence
Respectful, I can
does
do.
not mean disrespect. I don't know. We gotta. Rack. Any suggestions?
That sounds perfect. You were made for this role.
The eyes.
Are you sure?
I
I was looking at this. I'm so sorry.
I just want Tragul to pull out like the tiniest pair of spectacles that just go on the bridge of your nose.
Yeah, the tiny
So,
little
yeah,
half.
that's all I want.
half circle.
Like the countess visor or something like that.
Yeah.
Be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
How about something along these lines? And yes, I have something pre-written. I just need to
We're
do it
introing
this way,
it.
okay? We're introing.
We're prefacing.
All right, and this is up for discussion. Are you still here?
No,
you're kind of like in
here.
the works of leaving. Okay. So Rek and Tragul,
Mm-hmm.
I give you full permission. I trust on you guys. We're going to work something out that this new crew, including Nyx,
Question mark.
you guys shall be my guards and my crew. I don't know what we want to do for this, but I don't want you guys going back to the Blood Cloaks. I want you with me. And if I have to be here, that means, would you be here with me? Are you okay with that?
Absolutely.
I
Okay.
would be honored.
That means I trust you. And with this, I want you to give me your opinion. If this, through and through, that's how I want this to work. I don't want to be leading with just what I say goes. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. To be fully honest, I was not prepared for this. But the last thing I want to do is dishonor my grandma and dishonor what she's done here. And by doing that, I must take this seat and I must continue for the best of Slavoka to lay and continue with what she has put into works here. We need to save it.
Mhm.
So, that being said, please tell me if this is bad or how we can make it better. Especially you, sir, with the
I got
interesting. Okay. How about to His Majesty, King Larios Stravos II, Sovereign of the Crimson Crown. Wait, is he the second? Second's the.
No, he's the
I
first.
didn't edit
King
that.
Larry's
We're
the
done.
first.
We're done.
That's on my bad.
Awkward.
The
Just
first.
writing it now.
Yeah, see, you corrected me. We gotta fix this. It can't be that way. To His Majesty King Larios Stravos I, Sovereign of the Crimson Crown, Heir of Eternal Night. It is with a steady hand and solemn heart that I write to inform you. Are you getting this? Yeah. The death of Countess Virelia Scorn, who was slain in an act of cowardice and treachery by agents of the Sunlit Path. The strike was swift, and though the loss wounds our hearts, it has not shaken our resolve. How's that so far? Fine? Okay.
Beautiful.
In accordance with
You're doing great.
Scornian law and tradition, I, Zolfir Scorn, have assumed the mantle of Countess. The transition of power has been executed without hesitation or contest. Order is resorted. The people are calm. The banners of House Scorn still fly high above our walls, unburned, unbroken, and unwavering. I recognize that such news may stir alarm, perhaps even fury, in the hearts of those who value our kingdom's stability. Know this, we do not require the burden of vengeance from the crown. What we require What we ask is trust. Trust in the strength of our house and in the generations of loyalty who have pledged to the Crimson Throne. This was not the act of our people. It was the act of a splintered rebellion, desperate and doomed, and we will answer it quietly, thoroughly, and permanently. Yeah, am I going too fast?
No.
No? I'm good? Okay. Wow, you really are good at this.
Thank you.
Look at him
Your
go.
presence, though always honored, would bring with it unintended consequences, panic, bloodshed, escalation. Let us instead offer you something greater, confidence. Scorn stands, scorn endures, scorn serves. Yeah, good. Okay. I write not to request intervention, nor to burden your majesty with matters already in capable hands, but to affirm this truth. Scorn stands united. Scorn stands
Scratch that.
united.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. No. Don't
Have
let
to
that
get a
be
new
it.
paper.
New paper, please. Scone stands united, and under my rule, it shall remain a pillar of stability in these turbulent times. The rebellion sought chaos. Instead, they have summoned clarity. What they intended as a fracture has become fire-hardened steel. Please do tell Prince Lario Stravos II that I look forward to accompanying him to summit in 3 weeks' time.
Is that it?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yes. I guess I could leave
did
it
good.
with, I don't know. What should I do? With loyalty everlasting, Countess Silveria Scorn? Or
think that's
like
good.
with unwavering loyalty, Countess
That one.
Silveria...
Yes.
With unwavering
Agree.
loyalty, unwavering.
Call man.
Yeah,
Countess
loyal.
Is that fair, Scorn?
Exactly.
Okay. What?
Call man.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Who sent it?
Does it sound like...
Mm-hmm.
If you were to read
You're
that...
not there, huh?
I'm not there.
Would you be angered? Would you be comforted? Would you?
It's well written. I couldn't have said it better myself.
You sold.
Agreed.
You so tired.
I didn't see you there.
Thank you. It
Okay.
is well written.
A beautiful
Wow,
calligraphy.
I'm really
I don't know how you
shocked.
hold the pen in your hands, honestly. It doesn't even look like it should fit there.
It
Yeah,
doesn't.
It's hard, but
Just like
I feel like we
Use
must
your
do this
practice.
more. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep this in here for next time.
beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Of course.
All right.
So that is well written. Because of that, I will allow a roll. Let me preface this correctly. This is probably will be the most impactful as far as our story roll so far. Because, like we discussed, if you don't persuade King Lariel with this letter, then he's coming with his first blades and things are going to go down. Things are going to be shaken up here.
Oh
So
my god. Okay.
we'll do a Raven roll. Mechanically, I'm going to say if you want, any of your PC stuff you want to do, if you want to give guidance,
I do.
you can. You are rolling with advantage thanks to Tragul's calligraphy. Ysold
good.
will give you a D8 inspiration as far as I will consider that, very, very well said. So all the things like,
You're nervous for it too.
persuasive and and kind of those points, like make sure, don't tell him not to come, let him decide to come. And so those kind of, Ysold knows Lariel well. So he's kind of guiding your, and I need you to, after all that's done, roll a minus D6 for reasons I can't tell you. So we'll do this all Raven roll. So we'll do everything, all the little
Does
modifiers
the D6
first.
also go in Raven roll?
So a 6,
Yes.
8,
Okay.
a 20, and a 4.
So roll the guidance first, which is a D4.
Okay. Let's see. Which one? You know what? Let's do all the ones that are easier to read.
Do you want Tragul's dice?
Give her your dice.
Yeah, Tragul! Can I have your dice?
You want my D4 first?
Yeah.
Here's the D4.
Oh.
And then you said
Ooh,
it's
shiny.
D6 or D8.
A D4 is guidance. So roll the
Yep.
roll the D4.
Come on.
That's one.
No, it's not. Is
It
it?
is a one. They're just pointing.
That's all right.
Okay. It's fine.
Okay, so
one.
one
Tragul.
for guidance.
One for guidance.
It's your fault.
Did you give me the non-loaded dice?
Yeah, it's
Roll.
my D20. That's
Roll a D8 for your soul's inspiration.
Inspiration. 4. Okay. Ooh, that's
Okay.
pretty.
Five so far.
Yeah, these are pretty. Do you have liquidy ones?
yes.
Okay. And now roll a d6 and we're subtracting this.
So you want low.
B1.
Yeah.
Whatever, see if I can.
Okay, I'm going
3.
It's middle road. That's all right.
So we're at 2.
She's
Now-
breaking my dice.
I'll set the DCs here. So a 22 will give you what you want.
Oh, God.
A 26.
Yes.
A 26 or higher will give you additional benefits.
Oh, no.
A 15 or lower is a failure. That's very, very
Wait,
bad.
this is only a 20.
This is a legend.
So you're gonna add your persuasion. So what do you add to persuasion?
My persuasion? Oh, good question. Are we doing saving or no, just adding?
Just persuasion.
Oh, persuasion is +4. Okay.
So plus 4. So we
So
are
you need a
at
16.
6. So
Oh my gosh. I don't think I've had
You need a
any
16.
more of a nervous feeling.
yeah,
I
if you roll a
swear
20
to God,
on these, you need to roll a 20
This is going to be the
on one of these
time
dice
that-
to get a crit. Which
Oh, I get
makes sense.
2 rolls though.
Um,
huh?
Oh,
'Cause I
yes, you
had-
do.
Oh, yours.
And so yeah, roll 20, and so we'll set the expectations
shit.
properly. If you roll 2 1s, this is an automatic failure.
Oh my
if either of these is a
Lanta.
20,
Oh,
it's a
no.
critical. So
We
go
all
ahead
have
and
to spit on
roll
it.
the first one.
Do you say spit?
Mine wasn't that.
Give it that old.
Nope.
20.
All right. Oh, that's
It's this
baited.
one. It's
Oh,
just this
baited.
Oh
my god. I'm actually
Oh, that was for nothing. Just could have rolled a 20 right away.
Oh.
I didn't want to jinx it.
man.
I kind of
All my other dice are like,
Yeah. Yeah.
This got so
Wow.
warm.
Chills.
oh,
Okay,
No.
so you
holy.
Nice job on the calligraphy, dude.
Huh?
Good job on the calligraphy.
Seriously,
Thank you.
calligraphy was
Good job on the speech.
bomb.
didn't even need the advantage. So you roll this.
Oh.
It's just like, what?
You compose the letter, and you know that you compose this in Virilia's office, like a private study. And on her desk is what's known as a brazier of sending. And so you know that this only goes to King Lariel. And so you compose the letter and you place it in the brazier and you light it and it burns a brief kind of white, pale light and then disappears. And you know that it has been sent to King Lariel. So, and you guys don't, your characters don't know what the reception is yet. But we know it was very good. It was a nat 20. Cool.
Very cool.
Oy vey.
Brazier of sending?
My heart
Brazier
rate
of
is
sending.
probably
Dad.
so.
I don't exactly know how to spell
Brazier.
brazier, so I might have just done
Like
Brazier of sending.
BRASIER.
Might have been brazier of sending that I just put in my notes.
Brazier.
All right.
Okay,
Is that why you were laughing?
so
The only other, so role play thing, Ysolde will, after you send that, and one, other than what we've discussed already, dear, one last preparation we need to make is for Virilia's funeral. My suggestion is to make it as soon as possible to get ahead of this while still giving the bare minimum time expected for people to arrive who would like to. I think 1 week should be perfect. That puts it at the 2nd of Lev. And again, to put dates on things, Prince Lariel is expected to arrive sometime before the 15th of Lev, and that is when we are set to depart for the Black City. So do you wish to make do you wish to set that date for her funeral?
I trust your judgment on that. A week's time to get people here who want to be here and to,
I don't want to put more on your plate. Should you wish it, I know Virilia's
Where's
wishes.
our party planner?
She has them recorded in her will, so I can take care of all the preparations for the funeral if you'd like, unless you have anything specific you'd like to plan.
I can assist too. However.
I would like you to head up most of it. However, if there's certain things in her will, is there anything she wanted me to do? Be in charge of?
Her Valroth is set to perform the eulogy, her son, but she did request that if you have words that you'd like to speak, you can do so, and she'd like to be set to sea at the Bone Cliffs, and you fire the arrow that lights her ship.
I can do that.
Don't miss.
That's a request. Wouldn't that be embarrassing? Oh, shoot.
Just a really awkward.
Hold on.
So, was that second of Lev?
Second of Lev, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that wouldn't. Okay. Well, not to put any more pressure on it or anything. Okay.
You have a little time to prepare.
Yes.
If you need me to teach you how to shoot a bow again.
True. I must go practice. How far are we speaking here? What's this distance?
Maybe 100 feet or so.
Pish posh is fine. We'll get it.
And go see our zombie girl and see if she has any magical arrows.
Yeah, I need to visit the armory real quick.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. I would say yes, put that into motion.
Make an arrow that can't miss.
I will work on something to say and go from there. We also need to contact House Eldrith, correct? Get a contract out before.
Yeah, so the other, things we discussed, House Eldrith, putting a contract to request basically all the information they have on Stravos. We discussed sending Saren with a team as the diversion to investigate the tunnels beneath the slaughter docks. Do you wish to do that?
I do. We should set that into motion as well. Getting Saren and his crew. I do think I need to have a conversation with him that's a better conversation to see more eye to eye. I think this shocked him just as much as it shocked me to be here, but a lot of this probably could have been avoided had we put our differences aside that had nothing to do with either of us and actually just had enough trust and respect in each other to do our jobs. And I was guilty of that. And I think he was guilty of it too. But we need to move past it because it brings only pain.
I'm all for setting Saren off to sea and letting him do his own thing, personally.
Sword. Okay, listen. Yes, but we need to trust him. And do we trust him?
Enough.
Enough is... That will have to be. That'll have to do. Because he is in charge of our blood cloaks, is he not?
Yes.
And he's on our side. We need bodies. We need people on our side right now. Because we are weak. And there's sharks in this water. They're coming for us. They're coming for me. And we need everyone we can.
Speaking of which, Scorn has subservient houses that you can call for banners, basically. So you can send out letters to your banners requesting them to, or requesting forces, essentially.
Yeah. Does that strengthen our...
Well, because the last thing we said at the last session basically was we need to basically hunker down, but with numbers, because they're coming this way, either way. So in the preparations of Grandma's funeral, all that, we still need
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of the big question. I say that, the other things we discussed are Lenora and Elian, getting them in the manor, getting Karina here. So those things can be done very quietly.
Yeah.
Summoning your banners is not quiet. People are going to know basically immediately.
And I was going to say, does that help our case with Lariel right now, or would that make it seem like we're not as confident in what we told him?
No, that would...
I mean, you guys said you're going to put it an end to it.
Yeah, it's it's not about Lariel necessarily. It's a High Inquisitor who's on his way. He's going to be here and his army is going to be coming. No matter what.
How soon is he coming?
Yeah.
We said it in a couple days.
It could be
High Inquisitor. Like it could be one day. It could be two. And you imagine that the High Inquisitor and General Valtor Blackheart are arriving like ahead of some contingent of the Stravian army that is under General Valtor's, basically to try to bring peace to Slavoka. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the big question is do you summon banners? Like do you summon men at arms other than like you have your servants and you have some guards currently who just are at the mansion.
Yeah.
But it is a small force.
Yeah.
Like and Virilio, was not one to have a large standing force at the manor. So you have a small force as like personal guards, manor guards that are present. But the question is essentially, and Ysolde advised it, it's a smart decision. Should you expect, like, if you're hunkering down right now, you have no way to protect, you're defenseless should Blackheart decide to come in with their forces and storm the manor, right?
Yeah.
So the question is, do you preemptively call your banners knowing that that's a possibility? Because it does, that says
Speaks volumes.
Speaks volumes either way. So that's kind of the question.
Oy vey, that is a big question.
I'm glad you're our leader and you know the answers to all the questions. It's really good.
You're doing the way to do.
You got this. Are you speaking to my mind? I believe in you. That's the way. I'm not. So talking to Ysolde, you said it's a good call, but is that the right call? Do we bring in reinforcements, or does the Shadow of Stravia think he's enough?
No, of course, I cannot solely defend against Blackheart's forces. And nor am I can't be here the whole time. Anyways,
no,
I'm sure I am the head of my own house and I'll be expected to return there and scramble to do the same thing that you're doing, essentially. So you can't rely on me to be here to defend you. I would do it. Mm-hmm. Yes, I would rather err on the side of showing that we're prepared, showing that we have militant strength versus
caution and strength,
showing unfounded confidence and be completely vulnerable should someone's forces arrive.
True. Well, what do you guys think? We should call in our banners?
I believe we should.
And our outside friends, I believe you have said before.
Yes.
Curious about these friends.
It's just one, but she's good enough.
Oh. Well, okay. Interesting. Well, yeah, I'd say we should put this into motion then, quietly. I know it's not going to be quiet once the reinforcements arrive, but in the meantime, we need to start putting in the works quietly and protecting what's ours, because it's not just mine, it's ours. And if you believe in Slavoka too, we need to keep it alive. Not let the Blackhearts in.
Very well. So we're calling the banners. You're welcome to pin it yourself should you wish. I unfortunately know these families well, so if you'd like, I'm happy to do so in your name. Whatever you prefer.
I trust you to do this, actually, if you're okay with that. I know that you've had a better connection with them so far. Unless you recommend the other. I'm lost here, Ysolde. I truly believe in...
Sure.
Your guidance.
I'm happy to do so, and under your name, certainly. But I will call for the banners.
Thank you. Okay.
And with your approval, I'll take my leave as well to go summon mine.
How long are you going to be gone?
Not sure. Just have to go to one of the higher points in Slavoka.
Okay. How long does it take you to travel? Do you need assistance in getting there?
I don't believe so. I'm pretty familiar with the terrain.
2 days. Tragu, will you be back?
Yes,
okay,
I will.
yeah, you do what you need. Do what you must.
Does that mean you guys are expecting the banners to be back here in Slavoka
Don't know
in 2
about
days?
that, but
No, it's gonna take time.
Yeah.
coming in 2 days. We're going to
because-
bunker down. They're going to start showing up.
I mean, Metapigeon, you could couch it under houses, bring forces, but
Yeah.
for the funeral and paying respects, but they just happened to be here.
That's what I was actually thinking. I'm like, it kind of lines up pretty well because all of these banners would be wanting to support Virilia anyways, so they could, well, not
yeah,
all, but
I mean, you could reasonably expect like heads of houses to attend the funeral. But there's a difference between mustering armies, right? Like
Mhm.
you're not expecting armed forces of any number to accompany them if they're here for a funeral. So it's gonna, there's no way to really disguise that unless you get really creative and like sneak them in under the, sneak them in by sea under
well, if
night and try
Saren
to.
goes those tunnels.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to try something really creative if you want, but the normal ways are that you're marching forces through the gates, and there's really no way to hide that. So to put numbers to them, Scorn is expected to have 600 to 800 trained men available. And you have about 100 that are nearby in Slavoka and rapidly deployable. So we can basically play that as soon as you send them, they'll arriving.
Yeah.
About another 100 that will take some days that are in nearby loyal vassal lands. That'll take about maybe 3 days to arrive. And then 100 to 200 that are like far more distant houses, or your soul will tell you like, it's not a guarantee that we get them all to come kind of thing. Because it's been a long time since these banners have been summoned, and none of these people know you, really.
Yeah.
I know Virilia, and if Virilia was calling them, that's a different question. But when this like brand new head of House Scorn arrives, like, who even is this woman we've never met? It's a different question. So.
Makes sense.
Okay, so Tragul leaves to go to the mountains north of Slavoka, and you have your indicator.
Yep.
Basically, if placed at a high point with a specific signal calling
Fire, smoke.
Mm-hmm. So you do that.
Yep.
I'd say that. Do you leave immediately to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Just because I know that it's time sensitive.
And then the other things that we've discussed, Lenora and Elian and Karina are.
Yes.
Who is doing? Are you doing that? Who is doing that? Who is going to get them?
Well,
I had given you a letter to Elian,
yeah.
and I had given you some information about the findings of.
Was it the well stuff?
There was, well, not quite. It was, well, yeah, there was some stuff at the well that you could choose to talk with them about, but truly that's, Order of Bone stuff rather than the Faceless God stuff. But I think that there's also just some things going on with like the crater still, which is kind of a bit in your wheelhouse for that, where potentially there could be some extra planar stuff even going on. There's a bit of a mystery.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyways, I had written some stuff in a letter to Elian that says a lot of that stuff as well.
Yeah.
But I gave you verbal heads up so that you are in the loop before I just headed out.
Okay.
And are we aware of the magic going on in the mansion or the manor?
The Faceless God stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is that
Not the
because
specifics, but I
That's a
kinda
good
know
question.
You didn't
because
check. You did. They all had to do a
Lenora-
check passing through, but does that mean they
well,
felt
no,
it or knew?
he asked if we had anything of the Faceless God on us.
I
Yeah.
said you felt a tingle.
So you
Yeah.
felt something because
But
it would do different.
I'm just
Yeah.
afraid that Lenora
But what did I find?
coming,
Wasn't
since
there
she's a
something else
cleric of
that
the
I found
Faceless
though, too?
God, that
I thought there was.
You just went
I
outside.
might have to talk with
and you
you
saw like
Yeah.
because I
the
believe at this
nature.
point, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, but I would believe growing up here and knowing what I know as Z, and then probably now some more, I would know that that is a check for said thing, or no?
You certainly know about, like, Virilia's relationship with the Faceless God.
Yeah.
But this is one of her secrets.
Okay, so I wouldn't know.
And so this is something that
check.
I'll let you roll for it. I'll let you roll an investigation check. I'm going to say the DC is 15 to find this soon.
11.
Okay. And yeah, we'll get into this later, but like Virilia will have prepared things for you. But it's going to take time to go through them, right?
Yeah.
So it's like these next preparations are happening quickly, and this is
I just wasn't sure, information-wise, how much based off my own background.
Yeah. Yeah, you know her relationship, but like this is one of the things that she wouldn't have told anybody the mechanics of like her mansion and that check,
So
how that works.
No one knows. Reg, because I do recall him giving you something to give him. If you were to go with a couple gods, do you think you could go and find Lenora and Elian? Yeah, and bring them. Yes. Okay, I will.
Are you getting Karina too? Or someone else getting Karina? Or is anyone getting Karina?
I'll get Karina too. She would be closer, right? Oh no, we're not at the
If you're going, it's kind of on the way. If you're like leaving Virilia's mansion and you're going, the Cathedral of the Faceless God is first, that you imagine Lenora and Elian are, and then the Blood Cloaks. I mean, it's a few minutes walk really through Linstead, but it's a little bit past that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll grab her too.
Okay, so Requiem is heading off to get Lenora and Elian and Karina, and Targul is leaving the city, going to the mountains north of Slavoka.
Is Isolde staying with Zafira right now?
Isolde's in the mansion with, I mean, in the mansion at the moment. Yeah, I don't.
We're leaving her alone now.
I know.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is Zafira, do you have any other immediate plans? So we need to resolve this day, basically.
Yeah, I was like, I'd say I would have sent them. They went their ways, and Isolde and I would just be working on, like, getting the contract sent out for House Eldrith. Any of those little kind of bits that need to be done and dealt with, so that we can.
So you're
put it
basically in
aside.
paperwork right now.
I'm in paperwork mode, and that's that. And very.
Isolde's pinning letters, and you guys are discussing. Yeah.
I'm realizing the very big difference that has just been.
I'll say immediately as you, Zafira, as you and Isolde are penning letters, he's writing up the contract for the request for Eldrith, sending letters to your houses to call banners. And you do find in a locked safe that Isolde unlocks for you, Virilia has a large stack of like envelopes for you, and it's like, read this first. And it is like a very specifically
specific
like
dates,
if
specific numbers.
It's like if I die before your thing, and she is and something that you know about Virilia, but kind of fully comprehending here is that she is meticulously prepared for this. So it's a good situation to be in, to be thrust in. But so you kind of have, a large stack of things that you need to know. And if you're handing through them, you see at the bottom of this, it says, "Open on the day of your unveiling ball."
Oh,
it's an envelope. So we will move over to
you split the party.
First time.
Yeah, that's the first time we've actually full split the party.
Fully split.
Fully split.
Sure, get the letter.
It always ends well in D&D.
It should be fine.
It's
I
always
think I just handed it to the
I think
DM.
luckily we're still a few days
Yeah,
away from
I
chaos.
physically have the letter.
Okay, good.
physically, yes. Yeah. Fast forwarding a little bit. Borislav.
Yeah.
The trees here are strange. Even for you who have ranged across ancient forests, ironwood groves, and mist-choked hollows, there is something unsettling about this place. The air hangs thick with a silence that feels listening, broken only by the snap of your paw against wet leaf mulch as you and your enormous brown bear form sniffs the wind and lumbers through these old woods. In this shape, you're more spirit than man, heart beating in rhythm with the old earth. Your kind has walked farther than most dared dream, and it was not is not unusual for you to roam hundreds of miles seeking new sources of life for the Steel Heart Plane. But if you're honest, this journey is not just for the clan. This direction, further south than you've ranged in decades, feels compelled, instinctual. And you trust your instinct. It has saved you far too many times to ignore it now. And it's when you have ignored your instinct that tragedy has befallen you. The trees thin as you cross an old game trail, the scent of decay and rust on the breeze. You smell it. And then voices, metal, hoofs. You drop low to the ground, quiet your movements. Below you, on the road, some hundreds of feet below, gouged through the forest, that even seeing the road kind of riles you somewhere deep. A caravan, 3 wagons. Each is half filled with iron ore. Pulled by a skeletal oxen and is guarded by each 4 mounted, you would recognize them as Stravian dead riders, armored whites on decaying horses. A living man drives each cart. What is your reaction?
Seeing it, like, just based on where we're at, where my clan has been, it sickens me. And I am alone at the moment, so I don't really want to do much, but I know in my heart, if I could stop them and return what belongs to the earth back to the earth, probably would.
So you stay quiet. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Yep.
I'll say you can do it at advantage in this situation.
Do you have bear stats?
I do. Well, first one. That's the second one.
Yeah, that'll do.
Let me see what my bear stats are. I mean, it's a nat 20 on that second one.
Nat 20 is a nat 20. Yeah.
First roll, game rolls.
First roll's a nat 20.
And he just nonchalant. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's how it works.
That should do it.
Done this before.
Yes, silent. You're crouched. You're a huge bear, so an aspect of it hard to be, silent and unseen. But on the other hand, completely in your element. Even though these woods are strange, this is still your home, your widespread home. You crouch. And as this caravan passes, creaking down the road, your sharp ears pick up a snippet of conversation from the guards, the last caravan that goes by. These whites following the cart on their undead horses.
Swear on my bones, half the runs have been hit. Wood elves, like ghosts.
The partner he's discussing it with.
We're short on iron already. If this lot doesn't make it to Voruk, General Blackheart will start drafting his own labor force.
And the first.
How it is if he doesn't lay us first. Lay us flat.
You watch as this passes. Listens. You count the escorts. Note the partial loads. Their supply lines stretched thin. I think you pick up in that moment that you haven't seen a shipment pass through here on your way further. This wasn't even. You don't track it as ordinary. This feels desperate. You smell smoke. And your eyes are drawn deeper into the woods. In the distance, a wisp of smoke curls into the gray sky from a high cliff. It's thin and deliberate, and you know that this is a signal. Something has happened. Something big enough to make Truggle Frostbite call for help. And
Yep. I know I would probably hastily make my way towards smoke, since this is the first sign I've seen in years.
It's coming back here.
You lumber off into the woods towards the direction of smoke. Okay. Next, our gaze turns to Nyx. Nyx, are there any preparations you're making as you're following the cart towards the necropolis?
Yeah, I was deeply unsettled that one of the Sunlit Path members was able to recognize this form that I had been kind of given. And there's no way I can go into the belly of the beast with them being like, oh, there's that guy we tried to kidnap. So I'm going to need to like find some kind of a, yeah, there's all that going on too.
That's frightening.
So I need to,
No,
I'm thinking about
willingly
trying
go.
to find a mask. There's been some Faceless God stuff that I've been seeking for a while. That's just like they have these like masks. But what I'm actually proficient in is just disguise things. So what I'm going to be doing, if you'd allow, is actually just using some of the material and stuff that I have on hand. I'm thinking like some stretchy material, but pretty much just like something I could fully put over my face with like, some charismatic eye and mouth holes, and it's very fancy and all of Nyx, but literally it's pretty much just like,
So you're going for
A ski mask? Is that what you're doing?
It's not a ski mask.
right.
It's
But
a
it's a
fin
ski
mask.
mask.
fancy as fuck. There's
Fancy
gonna be like some
fancy,
feathers on it.
fancy as
It's like
fuck
a
ski
ski mask that
mask.
went to a masquerade ball kind of a thing. Maybe I can get some dual purpose out of this later.
So you're going for a
for the
physical
ball.
costume, like using costume. You're not doing any changeling stuff here.
No, I mean, at some point, I would love to be able to find magical items where my clothing is able to change as I am, but that doesn't exist yet. So I got to work with what I got.
Okay. I mean, you're trying to hearken a faceless god, some kind of related.
I think that I've just got that on my list, so I'm going to be eventually looking for that stuff. But in this moment, I'm walking. I still have to keep track of this body. I'm just using the things that I have on me.
Okay. So I mean, are you going for just like a general fancy mask, or are you trying to look like it's like part of a specific organization? Like, do you want it to look like a faceless god specific mask, or you just want it to look fancy?
Just fancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you looking like you're escorting this cart, or are you like following at a distance?
Escorting.
Okay.
Because I was already helping to kind of give orders to take all these things out. So, I'm under command to follow orders from my lady.
Okay.
My lady. Sorry. Doug.
Molly. The corpse cart creaks over broken stone as the fog thickens as you approach the necropolis. Around you, Holy Laza rots quietly in this late day gloom. Its homes boarded, alleys slick with filth. But ahead, rising like a monolith, stands the necropolis. The walls of the complex are black stone, etched with spiraling runes that throb faintly like veins under the bruised skin.
Yeah.
Every surface is adorned with bones, skulls mortared into arches, femurs twisting into fencework, and ossified spines curling like serpents above these massive gates. Mist coils around your boots, unnaturally cold. The air smells of wet earth, decay, and magic. The cart creaks forward, being pulled by this zombie guard, and you approach the gates themselves, the gates in the necropolis. Flanking the gates are two skeletal giants, each easily 12 feet tall, clad in rusted remnants of ceremonial armor. They're not ogres or trolls. These are... Make an Arcana check for me.
Okay. It's pretty good. Dirty 20.
20. You recognize them as the remains of Frost Maw Titans, a long extinct race of glacial behemoths once bred in the endless wastes. The fact that they are here, you haven't seen them in front of the necropolis before. And just the fact that like you recognize them as an extremely rare and powerful like creature in life, and then they're here guarding the gates, speaks volumes. As you approach with the cart, their empty eye sockets ignite, burning with twin pinpricks of blue light. They turn in perfect unison and gaze at you. And the one closest, a rasping voice, not from their mouths, but you recognize like, it sounds like it's emanating from like, we would identify as like a speaker.
Okay.
There's like an arcane source of sound that's emanating from like its chest cavity.
You are not marked for passage. State your rank, declare your purpose.
Nick's ghost song at your service. My rank is his blood cloak, but perhaps more very soon. Please do let me pass. Thank you very much.
The sentinel regards you.
Yeah.
You see like the burning eyes, like, and for Nyx, like a man skilled in people, right? Like, how do you read the expression of this skull with burning eyes? So it just stares at you, very unsettling. And the eyes kind of flicker.
Blood cloak authorization confirmed. Irregular entry. Escort not filed. Inspection required.
It turns, inspection, open the gates, and the zombie, like, looking around. This is weird. You know? He's just doing his job. Pulls the cart through, and you enter into Necropolis.
Okay.
Good luck. Necropolis.
Thank you very much, sir.
They stare down at you as you pass through. As the cart creaks past the sentinels and into the outer yard of the necropolis, the heavy gate groans shut behind you. The mist thickens inside this perimeter, ever lying like knee deep. There's pale braziers along the outer perimeter of these gates that are burning with this pale light. And within, there's like the unmistakable sound of clattering, just bones clattering everywhere, being worked, being moved. The sounds of labor. There's a disgusting wet slap of flesh, like constantly. You hear.
That got me.
Echoing throughout these shadowed corners as corpses are prepared everywhere for reanimation or ritual, and slightly horrifying, but for Stravia as a whole and for Slavoka, as expected, where necromancy has become industry. This is not done in the quiets. This is done in this is workforce. This is what is required. What do you do immediately as you enter?
I would start. Well, let's see here. I guess my first question is, how familiar am I with the necropolis? Do I know like where these bodies are being taken? I'd probably try to get my bearing. Is probably the first thing I'd be doing.
Yeah, give me a history check.
18.
18. I don't believe that, like, do you think Nyx has any, like, I wouldn't say necessarily that Nyx has any pre-existing experience within Necropolis.
Only if, like, Cece did a field trip now that she's kind of part of Order of Bone. That is, like, the only thing I could think of. But I agree, Nyx probably.
I don't think that's happened yet.
Cece did a
So
field trip.
I mean, that is a possibility and something, you know, but I don't, like,
I think it's fair that probably wouldn't know.
Right. So I'd say that your knowledge is only kind of what you've gathered.
Okay.
So no firsthand experience, but like what you've read in books and what you've discussed with probably like Morel on several occasions, you know, that she is familiar with the Order of Bone's workings. I mean, that you, on a high level, you know that there are, like, and you look around, just like piles of bodies, and mostly undead workers are taking these bodies, carrying them to, like, you identify as them as like mine carts, piling them on these mine carts, and then pulling them towards large construction buildings, catacombs. And you see, like, in the front of these catacombs are people you'd recognize as necromancers, workers of the Orders of Bone, who are like looking at the bodies as they pass. And you see that these mine carts branch off, and essentially it's like you see as you quickly kind of gather in what you know of how they work, that they're looking at the bodies for inspection. And you see one is like a heavily mangled body that they're like, you know, they just shake their head, and the zombie pulls it towards a pit where you see low fire burning, like the cast-offs. That these are not suitable for reanimation, essentially. And then you see another, like, as they get another body that carts by, they nod kind of quickly, like, and again, this is industries. Like, there's no, they're working an assembly line. So this necromancer's like, oh God, this is the 100th body that I've done this to. Like, it carves in the forehead this rune, like, magic, it glows, and then it carts it off down towards the more center of the necropolis, where that, you know, that further works await them. And basically, you know, high level is that there are assigned tasks, and really based on, you know, that, like, so some identification of potential. And again, high level, you know, that there's many different things that could be done with these creatures. If all that remains is a soul, that can be utilized. And many of the constructs we've seen around Slavoka. If the body is useful still, then it may become a zombie or a skeleton to be served in other methods. So you standing around regarding this, and I think there is a moment of, I've heard a lot about this, but witnessing it firsthand is another manner. A figure emerges from the mist. She is tall, wrapped in dark robes, is threaded with silver bone runes. Her hands are gloved in dark leather, and her face is concealed behind a death mask, ivory white, shaped like a screaming skull with no eyes.
There's your mask.
Unregistered arrival.
I like your mask very much. Yes, I am an unscheduled arrival, but I come with a bit of an ask, actually. I'm hoping that you might be able to help connect me with Luma. Shadow Whisker, I believe is her name. There's a bit of an unusual thing that's happened, and I needed to accompany these bodies, but unfortunately I come with strict orders directly from the top that Luma be the one to inspect these.
You see she pulls out a scroll. There's a brief, like, flash of pale white light reflecting from her mask as she glances at it.
Beautiful mask. Beautiful.
You are far from your standard post, Blood Cloak.
I am indeed. I should be having my afternoon beer at what time of day is it?
It's
Afternoon somewhere.
I'd say it's like 6 p.m.
I should be having
Like
my
the sun
6
is beginning
p.m.
to set.
beer at this point, and unfortunately, you know, I got pulled away doing extra hours down here. I don't like it any more than you. So, yes, if we could hurry this along, that would be fantastic. But In the meantime, mixing business with pleasure, where exactly did you get this mask? I must. I'm actively trying to charm her and throw her off.
She looks at the scroll, looks up at you, puts the scroll down, has her staff at her side, kind of plants it. You notice on the hook on her belt is a small collection of meticulously labeled bones.
Okay.
And it's like it's impossible to see exactly which, but like a variety of different bones, like finger bones mainly. And you see that each one has like a label and some writing on them.
Okay.
Give me a persuasion check.
All right.
The scream.
Persuasion.
From the singers.
That will be a 19.
Yeah.
19.
You're charming as fuck, boy.
Charming as boy.
It's all about the mask.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let her roll an insight check.
Okay.
She adds
Nice.
6 to this.
Extra insight.
She doesn't get
Oh,
Got 21.
Rough. Hold on.
15 on the
Wait.
dice.
15 on the die. Plus 6.
21.
Dang. Okay.
So close.
She, again, in a similar, like, it's unusual for Nyx to be not at advantage in these situations. And I think, like, you saw the skeleton eyes.
Yeah.
Again, face, like, pure ivory mask, screaming skull, has no eyes.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how do you reckon what this person is thinking of you right now? She stares at you, has the staff. You'd like to see Luma, you said.
Yes. Actually, I'd love it if she could come here, but I shall go to her if that's really what's needed. What is the protocol here? I'm having a hard time reading your face, and I think that's part of the reason why I like the mask so much, but it's a bit off-putting. I don't know if you get that often.
She completely disregards that. Luma is preoccupied at the moment. Please come with me into the necropolis. I can introduce you to the proper people.
Well, lead the way, I suppose. Well, if I'm missing my 6 o'clock beer, do you guys have things here? Is there a commissary along the way?
She will turn, begin walking towards the main building of the necropolis that you see. And she glances behind to see if you're following.
I am following, and I start playing some theme music, and I'm just chattering, like I do at people. Or just, and what is your favorite type of music? I heard this track the other day at a little spot. I don't know if you've heard of it. The Banshee's Wail. Quite the happening area. Maybe I'll see you around there. And, just on and on and on.
Such an annoying, lovable
And,
person.
yeah,
I don't know.
you prattle on and on, and like, we have embalming alcohol, should you wish, I suppose.
Gross.
Will you be joining me then?
I'll float up.
She doesn't respond.
Keep it on strong, man.
No.
You got this.
I got it.
You
can crack it. You can do it. Just keep trying.
Oh. Balming.
She escorts you into the necropolis. Along your way, that you see again a grim assembly line, corpses everywhere, piles of corpses, but still methodical. You identify some of these look like peasants retrieved from streets. A peasant that many of look like have died just from hunger, from starvation. Many of which have the identification that they were brought here from whatever meager hospital they were offered in Slavoka, and many others battlegrounds, still wearing remnants of armor. And as you walk by, you see that they're being stripped by these necromancers, these hooded attendants, and some, as you pass, are being tagged with brass medallions. Brass medallions, yeah.
Okay.
As you continue towards the main building, You witness some of these brief runes, like I mentioned previously, carved into their forehead, and a corpse twitches and rises, sits, and looks at you as you pass. Freshly raised eyes vacant. And the necromancer working him hands him a pickaxe and looks at it and stands. And you see he mutters to him and he stands and is given orders and is carted off to some task to perform his work. You are led into an area you would identify as the cryptum antechamber. Inside, a massive circular chamber awaits. Walls lined with urns, glowing with green sigils. A pale blue flame burns in the central brazier, and seated behind a jagged obsidian desk carved from a sarcophagus lid is a tall, gaunt figure. You, I think, identify for the first time. Make an Arcana check for me. Okay.
Very good. 10 total.
10. You identify this creature as a lich.
Okay.
And as you approach, you identify like seated behind this desk, but you immediately identify him as undead, but you're trying, well versed in the nature of Slavokia. Like, what kind of creature is this? And you see his eyes, where his eyes should be, are melted candle wax, like candles that are burning and like pouring down his face, and looks up at you. And will motion to Velison, thank you. And then the woman in the skull mask will turn and leave.
Thank you, Valison. Perhaps we can get that drink later, embalming fluid and whatnot. I didn't know, sir, that you allowed your employees to drink on the job, but I say kudos.
Blood Cloak, explain slowly and precisely. I've had 4 seizures of undeath today, and your presence may yet be the 5th.
Yes, sir. Slowly, then. Well, I was coming here.
Candle wax.
Candle wax.
Orders of
Fresh stench of undeath, just rot.
Scorn asked me to accompany these bodies as the result of a recent attack upon the mansion of Virelia Scorn. And so I was not able to get my 6 o'clock beer and instead was told to accompany them here. And since I am no necromancer, the ask was to have Luma, Shadow Whisker, a lovely woman, take a look. I know not the reason beyond that. What is your name?
You see, as in the middle of your discussion, the candle wax eyes regard you and extends a wand, kind of briefly. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no,
Yeah.
what's happening? Yo,
With
With
that, I was
advantage.
gonna piss him off.
so did not get it slow. You said it slow.
12?
Yes.
I
I don't think it's
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Can be, I believe.
You are under the effects of Zone of Truth.
Oh.
You cannot speak a lie.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm aware of that.
I don't know if you are.
Although, how does it work if he goes to try and lie?
I mean,
Zone of Truth.
yeah,
I just cannot utter a lie. I think Zone of Truth is like a thing where,
it does it. You're aware of the spell,
Okay.
and thus you avoid acts. Yeah, you feel the effects, and I think for Nyx, this is not the first time that like Zone of Truth has been cast on you.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely not an uncommon thing.
Yeah.
So you are aware that you are under the effects of Zone of Truth.
All right.
It's a good one.
You speak.
Where are you guys?
I don't know.
You
Go
went on
away.
a solo mission,
I thought I was just
sir.
going to go pull a body off of a thing and like go to it. Well, man. Okay.
Yeah, this
Here
is.
we are, guys.
This is crazy.
Did you have
You
to go
speak
into
of
Necropolis?
Scorn's reach, while offering no scroll, no seal, no blood oath taken. Shall I wake Morthul and ask if House Scorn now sends jesters to our gates?
No, sir. Point well taken. What are the necessary forms? I can leave and come back with the proper documentation and order of process.
You're asking to requisition a corpse? Do I have that correctly? Or just to speak with Luma Shadows.
Luma and have her look over all of these corpses that had recently.
Do you have any reason to suspect anything anomalous from these corpses?
Zone of Truth? Yes. But I don't know what. They wouldn't have sent me here if it was just the normal stuff.
Do it good.
You don't know? Is that a lie?
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, is that part true?
I don't know if there's anything like going on with these corpses. She's
Yeah.
alive.
Right. Yeah. I could see that. You don't know. You're kind of like, you don't know if anything necessarily. You
He's
don't know.
looking
Yep.
for
I don't know if there's anything wrong with the
area.
corpses, but she's not a corpse.
Very well.
Clever.
Thank you.
He goes down to his desk,
Thank you.
hands you a scroll. Have Virilia Scorn fill this out, and we can conduct a meeting with Luma Shadow Whiskers.
Perfect.
Should they be put in some private holding chamber until then? What is the best way that I can make sure that this goes off without a hitch? Can you instruct me in the best practices?
Run fast. I have no orders to delay the normal operations of the necropolis.
Will do. And I turn on my heel and I start running out of there.
Oh
Okay.
my
Okay.
gosh.
Well, there goes that chick. She's
Yep.
getting healed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah. So
She's waking up
Rude
screaming.
awakening.
I did an Arcana check last time, so I am familiar with how long she's knocked out for the effects of this thing that she took.
Yeah.
How long is she out?
Yeah, let's put a number 2. So it was an hour. You guys talked for a little while.
Yeah.
Like, I think if we just went from like run time for the conversation, it was probably like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Walking to the necropolis takes a while. I'm going to say it's, I'll give you 30 minutes.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to leave the necropolis, and I'm going to go pretty much turn the corner, and I'm going to get out my forgery kit.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I do not have enough time to get there and back for this to work.
How far do you have to be to message?
What's that?
Can you? No. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm going to get out my forgery kit.
You're going to get your
Behind the
forgery kit.
wall. Must be
So
120 feet.
you know that he told you Virilia.
Yeah.
You know that, and like the political Nick's mind is going like lawfully. Zafir does have the right to sign these documents, but that's a whole other. They have no idea,
no idea
what
it's
has
happened.
transpired.
Yeah.
You know that. So do you sign them as Virilia?
I sign them as Virilia.
Okay.
God, this sucks, guys.
Um,
Yeah.
How do I?
So I need a deception check. We'll do this as a Raven roll because this is a consequence.
With advantage.
Yeah, well, I'm using my forgery kit, right? So,
So you're using your forgery kit. Lets you write the documents.
yeah.
So I need a deception check.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry about yourself.
This is hard. I have no.
Yeah.
I have no way to tell you that this is not difficult.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the DC is 20. I need a deception check DC 20.
Okay.
What do you add to deception?
Deception is +8.
Okay, so you need a
Dang.
12 or higher on this
Oh,
dice.
believe in
Do
you.
I get advantage with
That's
my
a
forgery
big
kit?
deception
Yes.
boost. My goodness.
Does it say you get is there anything
No.
mechanically that gives you? I'm otherwise I'd say the forgery kit lets you write the documents.
Okay, got it. I don't know enough if it actually gives you advantage specifically. I'm proficient with it. Does that mean I add my proficiency on top of?
No, because
The thing
proficiency is
stuff?
already calculated into deception. So yeah,
Okay.
because I mean I say your proficiency with forgery just lets this even be a remotely possibility,
Okay.
right? Because if you just wrote this with someone without skill in forgery, this lich is going to look at it and be like,
For sure.
this isn't house score, and just disregard it, not even examine the words. So go ahead and roll. You need a 12 or higher on this dice.
Okay. Here we go, guys. That's a 5. I'm going to use Rumble.
Okay,
Oh,
re-roll 12 or
right.
higher.
Wow. Some blow on it. Some blow.
19.
Yes. All right.
All right.
oh.
It's the luckiest rock in the whole damn world.
Luckiest rock in the whole damn world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Rumble.
It really was.
So
Isn't
that's
it?
it until I do another long rest for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Rumble.
So
Rumbo.
So that'll be a total of 27.
yeah. So you think that you did a great job forging these documents? Yeah. It's filled out. You see that there's a couple documents. There is a corpse requisition request and a request for inspection specifically by Lumen. So
We're going to find out if it's worthy of
I come back to these huge guys again, I guess, that are still guarding the gate. And I'm actually, how long does the zone of truth spell last? Am I still under the effects?
it's a zone of truth is an area of effect.
Oh, okay,
So it's
cool,
just
cool,
in
cool.
his presence,
Woo.
basically.
All right.
Just don't stand there next time.
Yeah. Okay.
Stand in the back of the room.
They turn towards you.
Nick's Ghost Song. Pleasure seeing you again. He asked me to bring the forms. I have the forms now.
White burning eyes.
Blood cloak authorization approved.
He's gonna turn sideways as soon as I get in. Okay. Running back.
So you run back. Do you go straight towards that building where the lich was?
I go straight to where the lich was again. Yeah. Can I do a perception check along the way to see if I spot where this cart is? Where is it at in the process of the?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Oh, 10 total.
A 10 total. I'm gonna roll a luck check. Check for Lena. We want this to be high.
Okay, Lena.
Come on, Lena.
Oh
A 3 is not high.
God, you just don't want to live.
You just don't
I'm trying.
want to live. He's trying so hard.
Live, damn it.
You see that she is at the junction point where she's on a minecart, and the necromancer, Order of Bone, is inspecting her, nods, and then she is carted. She's getting a rune carved into her head right now.
Okay. But I do see her.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to beeline over
She
there.
does. She just
Okay.
Wait.
And whoa. There's been a change of plans. I have the documents right here, you see?
Documents have to go to Rin.
You're ruining it. What's your name?
Who are you?
I'm Nick's Ghost Song, and who are you?
Matthias?
Matthias. I write it down in a note. Matthias. Didn't listen. Poor listening skills. Are you sure you want to continue the processing of this individual corpse when I have the
It's already gone.
documentation?
It's already
Oh my God, I'm running back. I'm writing the list.
The next one's coming. He's like writing
I'm
on the
writing the list.
Oh my god, she's gone.
Rue the day, Matthias. Okay.
You shall rule. Wait, was that her? Or is that other
All right.
corpses in the wagon with her?
Oh, man.
Each one is individually being inspected. So she's already gone past inspection. She's had the rune carved in her forehead, and she's been looked past.
All right.
All right.
Rick? I got the paperwork. I got it. For you. Humbly.
You see his candle wax eyes regards you.
And I back away from where the zone of truth was.
It slowly, quietly has a seizure in front of...
It's amazing.
Far too long of a day.
He will write a few notes on this paperwork, stamp it, and hand it to you.
Go get your
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
gosh. Come on.
in you. Nix, you're doing so good.
I believe you can do it.
I believe.
So glad you're the one making these choices.
8. Okay.
Oh.
You grab your paperwork and say, is there any particular corpse you need from this hall?
The goal, I believe, the paperwork noted, was to get the batch. But there was one that was potentially a Sunlit Path agent. That would be the main one.
Well, you see him go to Lantern of Calling on his desk, light it, set aside the batch recently pulled from the Scorn Manors.
Fuck you, Matthias! Can you get the message? Can you get him the message?
Just barely caught it.
I told you.
And can Luma Shadow Whiskers please come to my desk? And the lantern fades. Are you waiting here?
So Luma is coming to his desk.
Mm-hmm.
Say, with your permission, sir, I shall stand outside and collect myself. I'm a little not great at the breathing and the athletics. And I'll just stand just outside the doors.
Very well. We'll move from there at the moment. To Requiem.
Oh.
Requiem.
Mm.
Where do you go?
To go get, would I know where Elian and Lenora are right now?
Probably
know where
at
Karina
the Cathedral of the Faceless God. Mhm.
Okay, so I'll go to whichever location is furthest first and then collect Karina on the way back. Is that right?
Yeah, the Cathedral of the Faceless God would be first. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yes.
You approach, walking through Linstead, you approach the towering black edifice that looms above Linstead like a blade driven into the heart of this city. The Cathedral of the Faceless God stands cold, towering spires clawing at the sky. The first thing that you note as you approach it are that no birds are nesting in its gutters. No ivy dares creep along its walls. Even the grass in the courtyard is dead, crunching underfoot, burnt to brittle gray stalks. The air is growing colder as you approach with each step. And above, you hear the wind whispering as it's flowing through hollow gargoyles, twisted, faceless figures hunched like watchers above these massive iron doors. Inside, the light dies. It's almost entirely dark. The nave is cavernous. There's vast columns that are rising like polished obsidian, lost in shadow at the ceiling. They're faintly glowing braziers. They're burning with ghostly, pale white flame. And as you enter the space, the silence is absolute. At the far end of the hall looms the faceless idol. There's a monolithic stone figure robed in shadow, its head smooth and featureless. It towers over a simple altar of black stone, and beneath it, a large pool of dark, stagnant water. And as you smell it, like you identify, it smells like pond scum, like is completely brackish. And as you enter, you're approached by a priest of the Faceless God. Child, welcome to the Cathedral of the Faceless God. Are you on official business?
I am. I'm looking for
It's Lenora, right?
Lenora and Elian.
Very well. Let me get them
Father.
for you.
Hadre, your highness. Sir.
Do you wish me to bring them here?
If they are otherwise occupied, if you could just lead me the way, if I may enter. Do I know what the decorum is? Like, how am I supposed to interact with him?
Give me a religion check.
Okay.
And she has like invited us for tea and stuff.
We're doing good.
Like, you've never
Not
come.
one.
We're doing good, huh?
Not one?
Not one.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Oh my goodness. We have never come for tea. She's invited us.
What is
Never
this
come for
place?
tea.
I forgot who I was.
Oh, certainly. And he motions to an archway to the side of the altar, a narrow staircase that's spiraling down. You'll find her quarters down there.
Thank you.
Okay, so you go down there?
Yeah.
You go down these stairways. It's like half hidden behind a curtain of this heavy, colorless cloth. The air is growing cooler as you descend, and you recognize that you are below ground at this point. The stone walls here are like rough carved. They're not the polished as you saw up above. At the bottom of the stairs, you are met with a plain wooden door. What do you do?
Knock on it. Knock on it.
You hear the knock. A brief moment passes. Come in.
Okay, on the way.
You open the door. It's dimly lit. There's the soft glow of candlelight. And compared to the vast and oppressive cathedral above, this space feels small, grounded, human, strangely. There's dark wooden furniture, simple but cared for. There's a kettle that's warming on a small brazier in the corner. There are shelves that are stacked with parchment, dried flowers, and worn books. In one corner rests a modest altar to the Faceless God. Nothing grand, just a woven cloth of black and silver beneath a single shadowed mirror. It catches the candlelight, but not your reflection as you pass in. And Lenora says, Requiem, so nice to see you.
It's good to see you.
What I owe the pleasure?
She has no idea, does she?
No one knows.
And no one
You just
will-
happened.
I just realized that.
And
walking
he
in.
sent words out, too.
Yeah.
You
Be
are the
careful.
bear. Am I not supposed to tell her right now?
No,
Did
she
we talk
needs
about
to
that?
know. They're
Yeah.
supposed to be coming to us to save their lives, or else her sister is one of them that's coming and will likely try to kill her. Because then that would put her in a higher place.
Unfortunately,
Hmm.
my visit is not positive. There have been.
Do you need to talk? Please, I can put tea on if you'd like a seat.
That would be lovely.
Certainly, please
you.
come sit. I can make a fire.
Thank you.
And she will.
We don't have time for that, actually. I'm so sorry. Listen,
You don't want tea?
if you would like some,
I was just going to get it for you.
only if you. There has been some unfortunate things to transpire at the castle. Castle?
And she's like trying to fight. She's immediately going into like cleric mode and is trying to like counsel you through this.
Your friend and trying to help.
How can I help you?
Yeah. You're so nice.
What has happened? Are you okay?
Okay. Our queen has fallen. Your sister might come to murder you, and I need you and Elian to come back with me so we can protect you.
Virilia
Virilia
has fallen?
dead. Zelfira has now assumed
What has happened?
the position, her position, that
How
position.
did she...
There was an attack, assassination. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm
Absolutely.
so sorry.
It is awful.
Were
It
you
is
present?
Yes.
Were you hurt? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I
Just died a little.
killed a little.
Do you
died a little. It's fine.
What are your hit points? Do you have any? What are your hit points at right now?
Are you full? Or are you?
No. I'm at 8 hit points.
She will lay a hand on you and cast Cure
I
Wounds.
love her. She's so sweet. Died a little. It's okay. This is this morning.
Restore 13 hit points.
Thank you. Thank you. You are truly.
Oh, and she, your visible wounds, like some vine marks
Is
and
her hand still
tears.
by me? Is her hand still by me?
Yeah.
And she goes, I kiss it.
Oh.
Yeah, very
Thank
nice.
you.
Where's Elian? If you don't.
He's in downstairs in the
we should get him.
libraries.
We should get him and
Okay.
bring him.
I will.
Can I help you grab anything?
I will go get him.
Okay, I'll come with you.
So I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
coming to the manor.
We would love that.
Me and Elian.
Yes, we would love that.
And you said my sister?
Your sister might try to kill you. It's pretty serious.
Seraph is coming to the city.
Yes.
The High Inquisitor is coming.
The Inquisitor is coming.
I see.
The High. The High.
This is grave news.
It is. Big deal. And I apologize for my delivery of it. I didn't know how to really.
That's a lot to have to
skirt
try
around.
to put in one.
Yeah.
You did very well, dear.
Thank you so much. You're
did
so
great.
kind.
I will go get Elian.
Is there anything I can help collect in here while you go get him?
She'll look around briefly, gather some books from the shelves, hand them to you.
How long are we expected? How long am I?
Indefinitely. Until things settle. I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
Give me a
2
persuasion
days. They
check.
will be here in 2 days.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh.
You got your bad roll out of the way, so this is going to be
No, you would think. Okay, the dot is there.
That's on the bottom.
Is that
Did you roll this one?
Yeah.
The dot goes after. It's like
10?
10.
Nail it.
Yes. Double digits.
I'd be happy to come with you. I don't. Here, take these books.
Okay.
And she will leave, and she leaves the room. Do you do anything while she's gone?
I'll set them down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to thoughtfully, I don't know, I'm just going to look around in the room, see if there's anything else she might want me to pack up in a little knick-knack sack, and wait for her. See if I
Give
can hear.
me a your choice: perception, insight, or religion check.
I'm so.
Depends on what you're looking for here.
You don't do insight. Just see what I see. That's a 9.
A 9.
I don't see much.
You don't see much. The bedding is neatly made.
Okay.
And there are unused teacups that are still resting on a side tray untouched.
Okay.
in this face. A few moments pass. Lenora enters back through. Elian kind of hurriedly. Hi, Requiem. So nice to see you. I hadn't expected. In so time. I'm sorry. Lenora said, and yes, we're ready.
Okay.
Oh.
Did she fill you in?
Very briefly. She said we might be staying at the Scorn Manor for some time. I have so many books. I need lots of books.
Do you have a cart?
I mean, they're supposed to kind of stay here, I suppose. Like I could take the books.
Okay.
Like,
I can help. I got this.
We'll see what happens.
Sure,
I mean,
yeah,
what's the worst that could happen? What are they gonna say?
Wait, I have a cart. That's fine. You can
I
bring
didn't
them.
say cart. I said I sent you with guards.
I have got. Please come help us. Send you with assistance.
The guards waiting
Please help.
outside.
The guards are
The Scorn, loyal Scorn.
The
guards.
letter to Elian.
Oh, great people to help. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
I have it.
Okay,
I have
so
it. I have it.
they start gathering things. Lenora has almost nothing that she needs to take. Basically, just a couple of books.
Oh.
Elian will pile up. He keeps. It takes. Roll a d20 for me. This is a luck check.
No. It's a 4.
It's a 4.
Yeah.
Elian is having a hard time grasping the urgency of the situation and keeps going back down to the library and bringing up more books to give to the
Okay,
guards.
I'm gonna follow him
And
on
so
one of those
30 minutes
last
later,
trips. Oh my.
he is still.
On one of those last trips, I'll accompany him and then hand him the letter from Nyx.
Okay.
While I'm helping him go down there and
Okay.
stuff.
He quickly reads it. Mermaids. I'm gonna need more books. He goes back
Oh.
mermaids.
You are so smart.
Okay. So
Cool.
yeah, I'm gonna say an hour passes there because it takes Elian forever to get books, and he's not understanding.
I love Elian.
Unless you're speeding it up.
I know.
He's like, okay, we got to go, and you understand that Elian is like, I need every book that I might possibly need in the next
I'm not
conceivable
opposed.
future. So
That's great. We do have to make a little stop on the way back. It shouldn't take long.
that's fine.
that's
Whatever
okay.
you need.
Okay. Whatever you need. Do you have everything?
Lenora will. I think we're fine. Thank you, dear.
Okay.
Elian, let's. Some time is of the essence. Let's go. Okay, and you prepare to leave the Cathedral of the Faceless God.
Okay.
And you're heading to the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you go to the barracks, and you're getting Karina. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You head down to the armory beneath the barracks, and Karina is clang, 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 working away.
Do they come with me? Yeah.
Probably, unless you tell them to wait.
That's okay. They can come. I want to see Elian interact with Karina.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because she flirts with everybody, right?
Yeah.
Karina, oh, look at this. We have some new faces. Haven't seen this lot before. Requiem, dear, you break your string again?
No, I did good.
Run out the crossbow bolts.
Yes, I did. But I can come back for that later. Are you?
I started making you something.
Okay, what did you make me?
Well, we talked about last time you lose your crossbow bolts all the time.
I do.
So I started working on a little something for that.
Okay.
And then I thought, if you're okay with leaving me your crossbow for a little while, I know this is very old.
She is old.
You must have had it for a long time.
Very long time. I am old. Listen, thank you.
I'd love to start working on it for you, making a few enchantments, maybe?
We might have to wait on that. Does she know?
No.
Nobody knows. There have been some unfortunate events to transpire, and I have been asked by Ysolde and Zelfira, who is now the holding crown of everything, to bring you
Everything.
everything. Right? What are you? Slavoka? We including Slavoka? Is it Slavoka?
So you're saying my
He's the
favor got upgraded?
God. Now the Countess of
I
Slavoka
was
owes
afraid of
you a
that.
favor. So, if you could come with me, we are gathering a small party that we are trying to keep a really close eye on to make sure that nothing happens to our valued party here.
Okay. So you need my help, is what you're saying.
Yes, we need your help.
I'll come with you.
Okay.
It's what a price.
There it is.
Yeah.
There she is.
Date with Elliot.
Yeah.
We're
Would
supposed
you
to bring
meet
her
me
beer, I
at
think.
the Pickled Imp later? Tonight?
Me.
Yes.
Oh,
But he just wants
I
a
don't
piece
know
of
if
that
we're
ring.
supposed to leave where we're going.
Well,
I mean, if we
they
can't.
must have alcohol at the manor, right?
Yes. We will have a drink. That's
Then-
your favor?
You owe me a date tonight.
Oh.
Hmm?
I'm going to start glitching. You are on,
Okay.
girlfriend.
Let me get my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she will turn,
Come on.
begins like handling a cart and just starts throwing, oh, maybe I'll need this, and start piling the cart
I'll ask
full.
the guards to assist her. help
Already
her.
hands full of hands
yeah.
of books. Okay, and heading toward the manor.
I did it.
Nice job.
I did it. Yes, I did
She
it.
did it. It's gonna come back skipping. Kind
Great
of glitching.
success.
I've got a date, and I've got a lot of people.
Back to Nyx.
Oh, thank God.
So we left your waiting outside of where Ren, High Mortis, Ren the Lich, is desk was situated, and you're waiting for Luma to arrive.
That's right.
A few moments pass, and you hear a call. Nyx, are you out there?
Am I out? Like
You said you
she's-
were outside. You hear just the call through the doors because you said you were
Oh.
outside the doors, right?
No, she
I was
just
outside the doors. I
opened.
was expecting her to
I
come
know.
down,
I was expecting her.
but she's
to
just behind in there now.
Now she's in there.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, my sweet. And I shall open the doors.
Oh, Nyx, so good to see you.
So good to see you, awakened mind.
And the Lich is just over there.
Mm-hmm. He's at his, and you're like, you're probably like 20 feet from his desk, and
Okay.
he doesn't seem like he's paying attention to you. You look as if, you're not even sure if he's awake right now.
Yeah. Still using Awakened Mind.
Yep.
I can now speak to you in your mind. Isn't this cool?
This is so cool.
Oh, yeah. So, here's the thing. I would love to take you on a date. Are you open to something like that with a person like me?
Absolutely.
Is now a good time?
Oh,
I can make arrangements, I suppose. Yes.
I happen to commit a little bit of minor fraud to see you today. I was thinking maybe our first date could be collecting a corpse that's actually not a corpse, but actually a secret agent, and sneaking them out of the necropolis.
that's hot.
You know the way to a girl's heart.
I like her.
Okay.
I'm here.
Who
for
is this?
Nyx
Who is
and
this corpse? Who are we collecting?
So, Sunlit Path member.
Juicy.
Very juicy. She's already been carved with a rune, but I've been able to get her body lumped off with the other ones. She's under what is the
Feign death.
Feign death thing, but for a small period left. I was
Interesting.
thinking, and feel free to flavor this because I really like the way you work. But perhaps you could animate the corpse, and so I'm still speaking in the head, but now you see animate. Just this is just looking. Yeah. And potentially we walk her out of
Let's
here.
walk and talk. Huh?
Ah, yes.
And she will open doors, starts heading into the necropolis yards, and you approach that area. I need another luck check for Lena.
Okay.
Come on. So we want this to be high.
And Matthias, don't be a dick.
There's no saying they put her on top of the card.
Oh no!
She's on the bottom of the cart.
She's gonna die.
Suffocated.
My
She's at the bottom.
Lena.
killed her too fast.
No, I don't know how else to play that. You walk around a little while. It takes longer than you think it, and you approach. So where is this corpse? And you guy approach, and you see the body of Lena. With its chest and abdomen split open.
Oh my
and you see a necromancer like going through here and kind of examining the entrails.
Is it Matthias?
It's not Matthias because he's at the junction of someone else.
Okay.
So examining, like pulling out this, and you see like performing some magic to this corpse.
Hold on there. Did you not hear the words from the High Mortis? This was supposed to be set aside.
I'm so sorry. And she looks at Luma, and Luma, her turn. It's okay, Annabella, please. And she will go. Can you help me with And she will like grab the feet of Lena.
I'll grab my hands and just try to keep the. Can I do a
my
medicine check?
God.
Try to
Keep
just
it all.
keep her
God.
hands inside.
Give me a medicine check.
All right.
It's like a
This
watermelon
is
when
a
you.
very entertaining next journey. I'm
Right,
not
the
gonna lie.
inside.
This is
A
a
10.
great
You
entertainment.
keep the majority of the, and only one in the of like the large
Okay.
colon
Okay.
escaping
Okay.
out.
Cool.
Stabilized.
Saw that.
Fine.
Took it.
Cool. In
Take the kidneys.
in Luma's head, I'm saying, is there any spell that you might have to keep this a little bit more intact?
I could actually animate corpse.
So she is dead at this point. Yes, not just pretending dead.
Pretty dead.
Dead.
Pretty dead.
Okay. Well, I think that's kind of been part of our plan anyway, so it'll really make it look good now.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Animate corpse and everything. There
She
you go.
takes
The
a
romance
moment.
has sparked.
Will animate corpse, and
You're not gonna stitch her up
she's
first.
now a zombie.
She animates
Yeah.
it just like she stands.
Cast the spell. You see, like, performs some mending, and the open chest and stomach cavity will seal, and
That's nice.
the corpse of Lena will rise, a
Lena.
freshly raised zombie, eyes vacant, ready for purpose.
Okay.
So, in Luma's head, we need to give it a purpose, yes?
Yeah, no, typically, I mean, if we're, if they need it, or suited higher intelligence, or, workforce, or... So this was a somewhat path.
It
And,
was. She was supposed to be my in to be able to go talk with them, but bit damaged goods at this point. Not sure exactly how well that'll go over. Thoughts?
Probably not well.
Yeah.
I don't think they take that well.
Righto.
Huh?
Do we need information from her?
No, not that I can think of at the moment. More than
her
anything,
face.
it was to give a warm invite, but she's a very cold body now, so. Boy.
Just her face.
Take that.
Well,
You said higher intelligence is an option?
it is a longer process, but I can pull some strings if we need that.
I suppose, something to keep her as close as to undamaged as we could get. Like she could still serve a purpose to help and live a very long life now that she's an undead person.
Certainly. Let me.
Really, we just gave her the gift of eternal life. She should be thanking us.
Some.
Oh, Luma, you've done it again.
She kind of nods her head at you, the bell at her neck kind of dingling.
Well, let's speed this up.
Okay.
And she will, from her pouch, withdraw the brass medallion, clip it like on her ear as an earring, and will whisper a few words in zombie Lena's ear, and then we'll guide her towards an area of the catacombs and keep an eye on her. And keep her on ice, I suppose. We'll get intelligence, and she can be assigned a workforce, and I suppose should we need her later, we can always find her. Or do we need her immediately?
Well, I was hoping to take her to where she was supposed to introduce me to people, and gosh, I suppose that... Can we pause?
Yeah.
Above the table.
Take her
Take
face.
that
Take
face.
her face.
I don't want to take her face.
You don't want to take her
I'm on a
face?
first date.
That's true.
You don't want to go in
So,
there as
To
her?
impress.
I mean, I can, as a changeling, I am able to do that regardless of taking her face.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. So it's already, you took her face. You just aren't going to
Yeah.
do the whole thing where, I'm on a date.
No.
Okay.
But, I mean, do you guys have suggestions, I guess?
That was mostly
Yeah,
like,
that
take
was
her
mostly
face.
it.
Her face
And
that
maybe
you actually
if
like
you're
have it.
able to like reanimate her enough to ask her questions, you could find where.
Yeah, well, I already know where.
Oh, okay.
You just basically have to be her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But that means they might know things about her.
Yep.
That it's not bad to get her.
Is there-
But intelligence doesn't mean it's her intelligence.
Is there
Putting it in
an
it.
opportunity to speak with Dead in her state now to where she
Yeah.
isn't necessarily fighting back conscientiously? She's a zombie, but
Yeah.
might tell you some deep, dark secrets.
Huh.
Like the
Okay.
question.
You guys, again,
Meta Raven, Meta Raven.
you live in a nation of necromantic industry. So you're all familiar with like the Speak with Dead spell.
Yeah.
So you could do that, but that isn't like Speak with Dead just allows you to ask them questions.
Uh-huh.
So there's nothing that like she's not compelled to answer you
Right.
properly. But I will say, you had a nat 20 persuasion against her.
That's right.
And she was very convinced that you were, that you wanted to join the rebellion.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility. You could certainly, probably you are the best shot to ask her questions should you want to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be something that you could, if you need information, you could get that now. But if she is given intelligence, she's going to become like Karina. Basically, she's
Yeah.
going to have all of her,
Yeah.
or at least most of her previous memories,
Right.
and be, fully
Yeah.
decision-making entity again, but a zombie.
Perfect. I mean, that's ultimately I'm wanting an ally. And so, yeah, just giving her that higher intelligence. If she's able to be like Karina is, I just wasn't sure how zombified this would be. But yeah, if she's able to retain her memories, she would retain that nat 20 persuasion. Maybe we could still pull this off.
Oh, so when they're intelligence, they actually do keep like a part of their own.
Most of their memories.
Okay.
Yes. You
No,
understand that like
that's what I was
it's
wondering.
common
It's-
that like
Yeah,
they
I
don't keep
thought they
everything.
lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most of their memories and of their
mean,
from their life. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
a good
okay.
chance. We're trying.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the way.
I mean, is it pretty obvious that she's a zombie even though she just died?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's got her guts out or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if you cover that, like I say, like there's really like
Yeah.
you might be able to use a disguise kit and like cover up makeup, for a time, but that is temporary. Like
Yeah.
this week,
Some rune in
she's
her
gonna start
forehead.
smelling like a
Yeah,
zombie.
true.
Like it's very
Yeah, I
very
forgot
temporary.
about that.
The rune on the other,
Hey,
necrotic
what's
rune
up
on her
there?
head.
I gave you some
Rambo, like
bangs
a
while you were asleep.
Roll just roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier for me.
Intelligence.
You're so smart. You got this. So smart.
So excited
You
for the
got this.
players
You're so
to show
smart.
up. Okay.
11.
Oh, my chant didn't work.
Nyx knows that this was already very risky.
Yeah.
Should your plan have been pulled off with Lena alive,
Mm-hmm.
still extremely risky.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you know what the Sunlit Path, how prepared they are.
Yeah.
And you know that even though you persuaded Lena, I like in my headcanon, like your potion of truth is like a high proof alcohol as well. Like, so like there would be a portion like where she would kind of sober up and like still be persuaded by you, but like realize like this is still a blood cloak I just met.
Got it.
Even like you would have just persuaded her, right? So like that gets you in the door, but you would have a mess ahead of you. How do you you still have to convince all the rest of the Sunlit Path operatives that they're going to put you through the ringer, right? Like they're not going to chance the fact that you are not legitimate. So that would have been difficult, very, very difficult before. So say that you know that this has made it even more so, right? Like trying to show up with a zombie Lena just made this a whole world more difficult.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I saved her and I brought her back to you guys.
God, yeah. She did it to herself.
Trust
she rolled
me.
twice. She did a 5 and a 1.
She did it to herself.
Yeah. This is what she would have wanted. Okay.
This is what she would have wanted. I met her 24 hours ago, not even. This is what she would have wanted.
All right. Okay.
Not to, you're welcome to do it, not to dissuade you, just that you know that like this is risky. This is extremely risky. It was risky already. It's even more so.
Maybe you cut your losses.
So I mean, and it might be something. Yeah,
You got a date.
You could continue down this path you're looking for, or like your motive, the things that you were trying for were not bad ideas.
Yeah.
Right, but it may just be finding a safer way to do that.
Yeah.
Then I think like Nyx is very well versed like in espionage and things like that. Like you understand that. I think that if you had shown up with Lena at the Sunlit Path Operatives, you understand that there's hardly any world outside of something crazy happening I'm not foreseeing where they don't just imprison you and interrogate you for a week and make sure that you are who you say you are, right? Yeah. So like that's what you're like, you can do that if you want.
Right.
But that's kind of your future, should you.
All right. I think I'm going to change gears a little bit here. And I'll say in Luma's mind, Luma, have you met a Matthias here?
I have. I don't like him very much.
I don't
He's
like
so
him
by the
either.
book.
So maybe we have a little bit of fun on this date. We turn this corpse into a walking, pestering solution for him. We need to give it a purpose.
My God.
How about its purpose is just to make Matthias's day a little worse every day?
This one?
This specific one.
I like it.
Okay. Gonna assign it to processing then.
Control.
We'll sign it to I'll let you write a little note. This isn't the first time I've done something like this. A little co-worker, rivalry.
Love that life.
Okay.
This is the best. Screw you, Matthias. Fuck you, Matthias. What's
Never
your
should have
name?
crossed my thighs.
Uh-huh.
So passive aggressive right now.
I love it.
Just make his day a little bit worse.
You're like, my plans got screwed by this guy. I'm not going to do what I was planning on doing, but I'm going to make his life hell.
That's very next.
Silver lining.
So she writes that note. You still understand like it will still take some like your and so are you leaving the necropolis with Luma?
I will I will leave the necropolis with Luma.
Okay.
Because there's just one or two more little things that I want to do with her on this first date.
Sure. First date.
Pulse.
First date. Pulse.
You walk towards the exit
Ambitious.
of the necropolis. Okay. And as you walk past like a festering pit of unused corpses,
Stinky.
slowly burning.
Yeah.
You see that a zombie attendant, like that is taking corpses and throwing them into this pit, stumbles backwards. And you're like, in shock of something happening. At his feet, green fire emits.
Okay.
And you see his vial of like embalming solution that he had carried shatters to the ground in panic. And up in front of him rises an impossibly fat corpse.
Yeah.
Head completely mangled,
my
like a stump of a
gosh.
neck remains. His body ruined, entrails at his feet, still in opulent clothing. Like there shouldn't even be noise emitting from this head. Turns and rises. There's green fire like pouring from the stump of a head.
My God.
And it convulses
How did they get him out?
and looks to you. No eyes, no face, no head.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
And that is where we'll end the session.
Damn you.
Because
How did you know? Crater.
because I'm pretty sure you could see green, like a faint
emanating
green at the
from it.
very
Yeah. That's
base
why you
of
were
it.
saying. You were
Yeah,
saying,
but like,
go
does
check
that
it
mean
out,
people are
'cause-
down there taking whatever?
Probably.
Oh, that's probably where they're getting a majority of their bodies.
Thank you so much for watching.
What if
That's probably
so excited to meet the bear? I know I want that bear.
I'm excited for your vengeance fight.
Okay, I
That's amazing.
absolutely love that this was an entire